Good morning, everybody. Well, I said morning again, didn't I? I keep trying not to do that. Hello, everybody. It's Vicky Lee. I'm recording in the morning, so it just automatically comes out. We're going to talk about a really hot subject today. It's called child discipline. That is a hot subject, isn't it? And we're going to go straight to the Bible to talk about it. Proverbs 23:13. And it says, "Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with a rod, they will not die." Let's do it again. Proverbs 23:13. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with a rod, they will not die. Back in the day, I'm 59 years old. I'll be 60 in October. We were disciplined. We were disciplined everywhere. My mother spanked us with a belt. In fact, she had a nail in every room with no picture hanging on it. And it looked strange until you lived in the house with us, and she had a rule for my sister and I, no fighting. And when we started fussing and fighting with each other, she would just walk out of the room. She would come back, she would take my father's belt, she would hang it on the nail, and she would silently leave the room, and then the whole house would just quieten down. We were spanked when we deserved it. We were spanked with a belt. There were never marks, there were never bruises. We were spanked on the behind properly. She never did it while she was enraged. But when she said no, it meant no. And we didn't always have to be spanked. She spanked us a few times, and then we learned not to do what she said. The Bible says fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. There you have it. When you fear the Lord, and it says, whom the Lord loves, he chastens and even scourges. So God gets after his own children. Discipline for children is very important. So my mother would spank us when I went to my grandparents' house on either side. If we got out of line, they would spank us. When we went to school, if you got out of line, your teacher paddled you, the principal paddled you. We were just disciplined, and the statistics in society bear out when children were disciplined. Now, as I say, and as the Bible says this, it never condones abuse of children. There is no excuse for child abuse, for beating on children. But as I say that, that is emphatic. There's no excuse. There's a proper way of disciplining children. But as I was growing up, no one ever hollered at us. I find today that children are unruly because parents don't discipline them. They don't. They spare the rod and spoil the child. And then they say that statistically, a child will have X number of spankings, and then you don't have to spank anymore. You just say no, and it means that. But if you don't spank, properly spank, then at some point in time, there is a very high risk that you will actually strike the child because the child will become unruly and talk back and tempers flare, and eventually the child may actually be struck. I think another thing that I see a lot of is parents hollering at their children. No one ever hollered at us. They followed through with discipline. I wouldn't want to be hollered at. And so I just wanted to put that out there as a quick little go-to today. Discipline your children, set rules, follow through. I know that the sometimes in certain states there are authorities that won't let you do that anymore. That's ungodly. Whenever your local authority will not allow you to properly spank your children, that goes against God's law. When I was growing up, we were paddled, we were spanked, and yet the school statistics for shootings, for all the things that we see now in today's society did not exist. Today, we don't have a lot of those junctures in place. I think there's a school in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, that they were going to institute paddling again. They were going to bring that back, and the district in which they live in was saying, let's do this, let's go to that and get some discipline back to our children. We want a healthy society for tomorrow. The Bible says you should discipline your child. You should spank your child. If you have any questions about how to properly do that, find a really great parent who raised really good kids, and they'll help you. They'll be more than happy to walk you through all of that. Also, James Dobson has books called the Strong-Willed Child. He's been a Christian psychologist, and he is most excellent. I thought I would put that out there for you today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope with your family things are going really well. Thanks, everybody.